I'm Joe Herbert, your Erie real estate agent, and today I'm here with another whiteboard video. And today I'm going to talk about appraisals versus inspections. These are two different things, and many times when I'm working with a seller or a buyer, they get confused. They don't know that these are not the same thing. Like, I'll be working with a seller and the seller will say to me, I just got a phone call for an appraiser who wants to come through the house. I thought the appraiser already came. And I'll say, well, no, a week ago, that was the home inspector. The buyer had a contingency in their purchase agreement to get a home inspection. So today I want to talk about what's the difference between an appraisal and an inspection. They're two different things. So first of all, what is it? So an appraisal is a report done by a certified appraiser that the bank wants to have done so the bank can justify the purchase price. They want to make sure the buyer isn't paying more than the house is worth and they're not loaning more on a house that they should be loaning. So that's an appraisal. An inspection, that's a home inspection, okay? And there are all types of inspections, right? There's a general home inspection, there's a pest inspection. You could have the well and septic on a property inspected. You could have the property inspected for, does it have lead-based paint? So there's lots of different types of inspections. And those are ordered by the buyer. Well, let's get into that, but that's the difference. The inspection is to make sure the house is in good shape and there aren't any surprises or hidden problems. The appraisal is to vet the value of the house. Two different things. So that's what they are. So who orders these? A buyer can make an offer on a house, and in their offer they can say, I'm offering you this price, but it's contingent on me getting a home inspection and a pest inspection. So if the offer is accepted, now the buyer or their realtor will call a home inspector and get that inspector scheduled to go and do the inspection. So the inspections are ordered by the buyer or their realtor. The appraisal is ordered by the lender if there's going to be a loan on the house. And the appraiser wants to know, again, am I loaning out the right amount of money? So the bank will go out, they'll talk to typically 3 different appraisers, they'll get prices and dates, and they'll pick the appraisal, okay? So the bank orders the appraisal, the buyer orders their inspections. Who pays for it? Now, unfortunately, the buyer pays for both of these things, okay? If the buyer wants a home inspection or a well and septic, the buyer has to pay for that. And they pay for it generally up front, before the closing. The bank orders the appraisal, like I said, but the buyer pays for that because it's to approve the buyer's loan. So the buyer pays for both of these. Who does it? Okay, we already talked about that. A certified appraiser. So I'm in the state of Pennsylvania, and the bank is going to order that appraisal, and it has to be through a certified appraiser. Okay, an inspector doesn't do it, an attorney doesn't do it, an accountant doesn't do it, okay, and a realtor doesn't do it. It has to be a certified appraiser with the state of Pennsylvania. Now, who does the inspection? It has to be a home inspector. Now, they don't have to be certified. There are certified home inspectors that have passed a home inspection course and they're certified, and there are some that aren't. But generally, it has to be done by a home inspector. What does it cost? That's a great question. So there's a range of prices for appraisals. Okay, on a home, it could cost anywhere from $500 to $1,000. If you're getting an appraisal done on a commercial property, it can be $1,000 to literally $10,000. Depends on the size of the commercial property and the price. But generally, for a home buyer, we're talking about $500 to $1,000. Now, a home inspection, a general home inspection that doesn't include pests, it doesn't include radon, it doesn't include well or septic. A general home inspection, that costs around $500. Now, if you want a pest inspection, that's generally another $80. If you want a radon test, I think that's around maybe another $100, $150. Well and septic could be $200 to $400, okay? So that's what those things cost. How long does it take? Well, the appraiser's visit to the home only takes about 15 minutes because most of the appraisal work they do on their desktop at their office, and then they go to the home to walk through the home and verify, okay, on the county website it has 4 bedrooms. They go through the house and they go, does it actually have 4 bedrooms? It has a basement, does it go have a basement, right? They go through and they verify the size and all the functionality of the house so they know that what they're doing back at their office is correct. But generally, they walk through the house, they take a bunch of pictures, they might be there 15 minutes. A home inspection can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on the size of the house and the number of inspections you do. But generally, if you just do a home inspection, it takes about an hour to 2 hours, okay? And then again, if they're going to take a water sample for a well test, if they're going to do flow and purity on the well, if they're going to do a dye test on the septic system, it can take a little longer. When is it done? Let's talk about that. So generally, the inspections get scheduled right away after a buyer gets a house under agreement. And then as soon as the inspector can get it in their schedule, they'll go do the inspection. And by the way, the home inspector wants the buyer with them so they can show them everything. So when they send that home inspection report to the buyer isn't saying, oh my gosh, what's this, what's that? They'll know, okay, I know what that is because I saw it, the inspector showed it to me. So generally you will get into that house typically anywhere from 3 to 10 days after you put it under agreement with the inspector. Now the appraisal gets ordered a little bit longer out because the first thing the bank is going to want to do is they're going to want to get all the documents from the buyer, their W-2s, their tax returns, they're going to pull a credit report, they're going to check your debt to income ratio. Once they have all that stuff and they know they want to proceed with giving you with the loan, they think, okay, more than likely this person's going to get the loan, then they'll order the appraisal because they don't want to spend your money until they're pretty sure they're going to loan you the money. So that appraisal could be ordered anywhere from a week to 3 or 4 weeks after you put the house under agreement. And then once it's ordered, it typically takes anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to actually get the finished report back to the lender. Okay? So that's when it is done. So that's the difference between an appraisal and an inspection. Okay? An appraisal is ordered by the bank, done by a certified appraiser to vet the value of the house. Okay? The buyer pays for it, the appraiser does it. Costs anywhere from $500, typically $1,500, let's say. The appraiser's only in the house about 15 minutes, and it's ordered anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks after the house goes under agreement. Inspections, that's to vet the quality of the home and make sure the buyer isn't going to have any problems after they buy the home. Buyer or their realtor orders it, buyer pays for it, an inspector does it. Costs anywhere from $400 to $1,000 depending on what inspections you order. Can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. And it's done fairly quick after the home goes under agreement. So helps you understand what's the difference between an appraisal and an inspection. Two different things. I'm Joe Herbert, your Erie real estate agent. As always, thanks for watching. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, I can help. I would love to work with you. My cell phone is 814-602-6181. Thanks for watching.